evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Monster Territory, brought to you by the Foul Territory Network. Huge win for the Red Sox tonight in Toronto, going on the road. You know, it's been a bit of a house of horrors in Toronto, and this was a big win here tonight. It's a bit chaotic right now in the American League. The Detroit Tigers have now lost sole possession of the American League Central. The Guardians, I mean, what an incredible September they've had. But that has implications for the wild card race as well. We're going to dive into all of that. The Yankees winning here tonight, a late game comeback against the White Sox. And now they're drawing closer to first place in the AL East. You know, hey, we were hoping for, maybe we could get there, but, it was going to be tough. In a way, my goodness, I didn't plan on playing spoiler for the Blue Jays to help out the Yankees here, but that's going to be interesting to see how that turns out. Man, oh man, just a bunch of chaos right now. But for tonight's game, this was just a good all-around win. Wasn't the most tidy, even though the score might suggest that it was, but Giolito had a better outing compared to last time, a bit lacking a little bit when it came to the command. He was able to get through 4 2/3. Walked a few guys, but in the end, he got the job done. He made the big pitches when they counted. The offense came through. No big flies by any means. No, dramatic long balls or whatever. But just a couple of solid extra base hits to put the Red Sox in a good position here tonight to end up getting the win. You did have 9 strikeouts overall. Kevin Gausman, he was looking pretty solid early on, and we talked about Kevin Gausman coming into this series. He has had a lot of good starts against the Red Sox in the past, and they've had some success against him, a couple of times. But I mean, we just saw Gausman earlier this year. He went like 8. I think 8 innings, 1 earned. I mean, he just dominated, and that's happened over the last few years when it comes to Gausman and the Red Sox. But they figured him out here tonight. Sure, 9 strikeouts, but a good amount of contact here tonight. 9 hits, 4 runs overall. And what impressed me the most about this one here tonight was the offense got the job done without the top of the order. Duran, Story, and Bregman, the first 3 hitters, they went 1 for 14. Here tonight. So big shout out Masataka Yoshida coming up here in a couple of big spots. I mean, I've just been asking for anything from Masa at this point. So the fact that he was able to come through, getting the scoring started in the early going, that was big. And hey, how about Nate Lowe here tonight, coming up with a couple of big ribbies, especially after the night that he just had in Tampa. Few huge strikeouts ended up costing the Red Sox in the end. Carlos Narvaez with a big double there for some insurance towards the end. Wilyer getting himself an extra base hit tonight. We're going to talk about where I think he should be in this lineup, and you saw a little more something from Wilyer here tonight. Romy had a double as well. Again, top of the order, they were non-existent here tonight, but overall, you had guys stepping up in the middle to the bottom of the order. And how about this bullpen? Bullpen was great here tonight in relief of Giolito. Like I said, Gio wasn't fully at his best here tonight, but he did enough, and that was more than enough for this bullpen here tonight. Justin Wilson coming in, locking it down after him. Justin Slayton, big spot for him. And that right there, that's the Justin Slayton that we've been missing a little bit. When it comes to Slayton, this is a guy where we've seen the velo, we've seen the stuff from him. We've seen what he can do in late game situations. But since coming back, he's been pretty inconsistent. But the last few outings, he's looked a lot better. Very excited to see what he did here tonight. And then Whitlock, Chapman, just keeping it going here. The best 1-2 punch at the back end of the bullpen in all of Major League Baseball. A lot of good things to talk about here tonight. We're going to dive into it. We'll talk about Giolito. We'll talk about the offense. And we'll check on the standings. We'll check out Game 2 for tomorrow. Garrett Crochet on the mound. Remember, they did the flippy-floppy. And you got Garrett Crochet starting Game 2. That's going to set him up for a Game 1 in the wild card round, if that's what it ends up being. But, I mean, listen, we got to... We got to get to the wild card round here first. It's chaotic right now. I already said that. These standings are getting a little crazy, and I don't even know what to think at this point. I mean, are the Tigers going to be able to hang on here? I mean, shoot, even the National League, what's going on with the Mets here? Are they going to be able to, overcome their issues this past month? I mean, holy cow, not only do you have the Tigers potentially having one of the worst collapses of all time, but you also have it with the Mets this year as well. I mean, it's just a lot of drama right now going on in Major League Baseball. And we also got some Major League Baseball news in general here today. They are going to be implementing the pitch challenge system, the ABS system for next year. That was big news. I'm a big fan of that, honestly. I've been, especially with how much more emphasis there's been on the framing over the last few years. We've been seeing it more and more. We've been seeing just so many terrible calls from the umps, but it's kind of one of those things where, we can look back, right? And we even had a couple of calls here tonight. I mean, listen, I'm going to be very honest here. I mean, the Red Sox, they got one birthday gift in particular here, helping out Giolito earlier in the game. We'll talk about that. But, because these guys are getting so good at framing and they're just tricking these eyes of the umpires and not taking any accountability away from the umps, right? Of course, they got to make the calls at the end of the day. But I think this is just going to be good for everyone involved, just to be able to challenge calls. I think this is going to be a good decision. It's worked very well in the minors. Good call from Major League Baseball. So, alrighty, let's get to it here, everybody. Let's get to it. Good crowd to start things off. Let's talk about Lucas Giolito, shall we? Alrighty, Mr. Giolito here. Like I said, not an amazing outing, but he did enough here tonight. As you can see here, if you're live with me on YouTube. Also, everybody, hit that like button for me. We're trying to get to 50 likes by the end of the night. We got more than 50 people in here tonight. We should be able to get to 50 likes here tonight. Give me a hand here. I need a little help. And if you are new, think about subscribing. We're trying to get to 5K in the next week. I mean, we're running out of time here. I mean, my goodness. I don't know if we're going to be able to do it. Hopefully by the end of the postseason we can. But back to Giolito. 4 walks here tonight. Again, I think there's something mechanically that he's trying to fight through here over the last couple of starts. But we've seen this with Giolito, right, where he kind of just goes, like everything just seems off one start, and then he kind of starts to trend back towards that good Giolito. Are we in line here for Giolito figuring it out at the right time when it comes to whatever mechanically is going on with him? If this is a sign of things to come, if he is trending in the right direction here, getting back to the good Gio that we've seen, that's going to be great for the postseason, of course, if we end up there. But Gio, definitely some good things here from this outing here tonight. In the second inning, the Red Sox were up 1-0 at this point. Had a one-out walk. He struck out Schneider, but then Jimenez with a walk right after that. Unfortunately, Trevor Story, he's been very solid this year defensively. Had a mishap there on the ground ball from Ernie Clement. Ground ball to Romy. Looked like a bang-bang play, but on the flip, Story ended up dropping it. You got to keep your eyes on the ball. It's little league fundamentals. You got to keep the eye on the ball, my friend. But Trevor Story, it's interesting with him because he's had a few errors here over the last month. I mean, he was just so good. I mean, just so solid. Just holding it down out there at shortstop. And we've been seeing, just so many great plays. He actually had a great play here tonight. Unfortunately, this did not help in the moment. But then give credit. How do I say this? Give credit to Giolito against George Springer, who came up next, but also a tip of the cap to the umpire. Because listen, I'm going to be real. I'm not going to be. I'm not going to be biased here. We got a bit of a good call, all right? Or we got the good call for the Blue Jays. They got a bad call, but pitch on the outside. Ump ended up calling it a strike. Springer, he was absolutely cheesed off by it, and got to be honest here. I mean, I would be too. It was not a good pitch. But hey, credit to Narvaez, making it look like a strike on the outside. So, a couple of bad calls both ways here tonight. But that one was big for Giolito, especially against Springer. He's been so good. A huge bounce back year for him this year. In the fourth inning, Nathan Lukes had the leadoff double. Schneider with the base hit. Jimenez with the ground out ended up scoring a run that tied it up at 1 at the time. Springer with the base hit, making up for that last appearance, and then Varsho with the strikeout. Struck him out in a fastball up. And Giolito, again, a couple of these here tonight where he had to battle through some adversity, and he got the job done. 5th inning, he got Vlad on the fly out, Barger on the ground out. He walked Kirk, and that ended his night. Overall, 4 2/3, 3 hits, 1 earned, 3 Ks, 4 walks. Justin Wilson came in to face the lefty Lukes. And, hey, lefty-lefty matchup. Once again, not going in our favor. Ended up walking him, but then Wilson bounced back and he struck out Schneider, the righty. Funny how that works out. Baseball. But we'll get back to the bullpen here in a second. Let's get to the offense. Before I do, though, let's get a quick word from our sponsor. I'll be right back.
Kratz, let's talk about Omaha Steaks. And it's not just steaks. It's chicken wings. It's smash burgers. Big deli-style franks. There are a number of categories that you can hit all in one place. They've been doing it for a long time. They're the best in the biz. And if you got a good filet, life's good, man.
But you got to finish every meal with some delectable desserts, too. They have those, too, to go along with these delicious steaks.
Apple caramel tarts on the list, among many other menu items to check out. Be the hero that orders Omaha Steaks and is the most popular person in your household. So get fired up for fall grilling with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide during their Red Hot Sale event and for an extra $35 off. Yeah, $35 off on top of that. Use promo code FOUL at checkout. That's 50% off at omahasteaks.com and an extra $35 off with promo code FOUL at checkout. See site for details.
All righty, let's get to the offense here. And they got started off pretty well. They went down in the first inning, but in the second inning, Masa coming up with a double there to lead off, and his 10th double of the year. Masataka Yoshida, he's been so good against the Blue Jays in his career. They mentioned this during the broadcast. Remember when the Red Sox signed Yoshida back in, it was 2023, right? Yes, 2023. Remember the Blue Jays, they were hot for him as well. I believe the Yankees were involved a little bit as well. It's just funny how he's always just been so good there. And, I don't know, man. It's interesting with Masa. Over on the main channel, I'm working on my a few end-of-season videos. And as of right now, I'm working on the most disappointing player for each team. And right now, I'm thinking I might have to go with Masa in that spot because, he's getting paid close to $20 million per year. He just hasn't really, done very much. But here tonight, that's why at this point, I just don't know what you're going to get from him. But I'm glad he really stepped up here tonight. I will say, in the offseason, I've talked about this a couple of times. I just wonder if Masa is going to be with this team next year. I don't know. I just feel like, the way the Red Sox, they've been, trying to work around this roster this past year, even after trading Rafi to the Giants, you kind of just wonder if Masa is going to be the odd man out. And, I wonder if maybe a team like the Blue Jays, again, who showed interest in him just a couple of years ago, I wonder if that could be a fit, right? If you can't beat him, then have him join your team, right? That's the old saying. They've had Springer at DH this year, so, I don't know. He's played 44 games out in right, but he's DH'd a lot. So I don't know. I don't know if the Blue Jays would be a good fit there, but who knows? You never know how things can go. Anyway, I'm rambling. I don't know why I'm getting so off track. But Masa getting it started there. Romy, Seti going down after that. And then Nate Lowe, like I said at the start of the show, coming up big. Bad night the last time we saw him in Tampa. Huge opportunities, striking out each time. But came up big here. Base hit that scored Masa, made it 1-0. 5th inning, Story had a 2-out double, his 29th of the year. The great offensive season from Story continues. And then Bregman, unfortunately, with a strikeout. You got to get these guys at the top of the order going, man. It's pretty crazy. Like Duran, yes, he has been pretty solid for the most part, but just very inconsistent out of the leadoff spot. What was Duran here tonight? 0 for 5? I believe he was 0 for 5 here tonight. Yeah, 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts. I mean, thank goodness they got this win because anytime he hasn't been productive in the leadoff spot. More often than not, the Red Sox haven't been able to pull out the wins. So, Duran productive at the top of the lineup. That's only going to help this team. He's got to get it going. Bregman, of course, too. I don't know what's going on with Bregman. I don't know if there's is there an injury or did he just get out of whack? I'm not sure what's going on, but he continues to struggle. He went 0 for 4 here tonight, had a strikeout, OPS down to an 828. That's crazy because his OPS was one of the best in the majors before he went down with the quad injury, and it's down to an 828. Crazy. But the sixth inning, this is where the Red Sox really started to put on some runs here. Romy with a double, his 23rd of the year. Seti with a base hit. Lowe with another ribby, making it 2-1 at the time. And then Narvaez coming through with a huge double, 27th of the year. That made it 4-1. And that was pretty much all they needed here tonight. They threatened again in the 7th inning. Romy, Lowe ended up getting on, but then Ref Snyder with the double play. In the end, this pitching really stepped up, especially the bullpen. This bullpen was just fantastic here tonight. Wilson, solid 6th inning there after taking over for Giolito in the 5th inning. Willier, shout out to him. Nice play out in right field here tonight. Nice sliding grab. He's looking good. And that, to me, that's a very good sign, right? I mean, we know what he can do with the bat. You saw the double here tonight from Willier. But just him moving around, right? Obviously, with the calf injury, got to be careful with that, and they really took their time with him. But nice to see the athleticism out in right field for him. 7th inning. How about? Hold on, wait. Let me make sure here. Let me make sure. I just want to make sure I got my notes. Whitlock absolutely looked nasty. Striking out Varsho and Vlad. Nasty changeup to Vlad. In case you don't know, my favorite pitch in baseball. I got 2 favorite pitches. I love a splitter. I love a changeup. I love Pedro Martinez's changeup back in the day. Whitlock threw a really good one to Vlad. Just completely dove, faded right to the bottom of the zone. Got him looking. Absolutely nasty. Whitlock just continues to have an amazing season. Please do not take him out of this spot for the next couple of years. My goodness. Slayton, that was a sight for sore eyes. He has been pretty solid over the last couple of outings, but him in these late game situations, this is where he needs to be. He's earned that trust over the last couple of outings. He looked good here today. I'm not going to lie, though. When he came in, I had a bit of a flashback to earlier in the year. Remember, Vlad hit the big homer off of him earlier in the year. I'm not going to lie, I kind of had a flashback to that, but he looked good here. Chapman getting it done again. That is now how many saves for Chapman? 32nd save on the year. Great night for the Red Sox here tonight. Gotta love it. And I would say my biggest takeaway is just guys stepping up when you need them the most. Picking up after each other. Bregman, Duran, Story, not able to do much at the top of the lineup. But you got the guys in the middle towards the bottom as well, helping them out. Giolito, fine today. I'd say you'd love a little bit more out of him, but this is what these guys in the bullpen can do. And just an overall, a great team effort, picking each other up. That's how this one fell here tonight. Good, solid win. But we got to check on the standings. We got to take a look at the standings. We got to take a look at Game 2 for tomorrow. Garrett Crochet on the mound. We're looking for series wins at the end of the day. You do want to sweep. That's going to be a tall task here in Toronto, but you are in a good position to set yourself up for that possibility tomorrow. We'll talk about it. One more word from our sponsor, though. I'll be right back. It's your season, your shot. The NFL season is rolling, and every touchdown can bring you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code FOUL. That's code FOUL to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first $5 bet. Plus, over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, fees may apply in Illinois. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday ticket/terms. Limited time offer.
Alrighty, let's check on these standings. What the heck is going on with these standings? My goodness, it's getting chaotic, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look-see. Well, let's take a look at the division in the AL East. I mean, the Yankees picking up the win, like I said at the start of the show. Scoring there in the bottom of the ninth to tie the game, and then they walked it off. Jose Caballero with a blooper out to center field, end of the game. The Yankees are now a game back behind the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays have been a little cold here over the last few games, and the Yankees, it's funny with the Yankees, you know, again, trust me, I've obviously been a Red Sox fan for as long as I can remember now, and but at the same time, I'm still going to show my respect to the Yankees. You know, it's funny when they're struggling, when they're going through it, everyone is just kind of going crazy, right? You see it all over social media. But when they're doing well, you tend not to see as much. It's kind of funny how that is, right? But look at the Yankees here. A game out. You know? They're right there. And that's going to be really interesting, right? Because this has implications for us. You know, let's say we end up finishing as the 5th seed, just hypothetically, and the Yankees end up overtaking that. Well, I mean, you're looking at possibly a Red Sox Blue Jays wildcard round, and you're playing each other right now. I mean, you're getting a possible preview of the wildcard round here. You know, yeah, it's pretty interesting. But looking at the wild card, well, hold on, let's look at the Central, and then we'll go to the wild card. The Tigers, they are just completely falling apart. The Red Sox collapse in 2011. I'm sorry to bring that up. I know. I'm sorry. Trust me, I'm having nightmares in my head as we speak. But wow, like this one, it's more so like that one. I'm trying to get my thoughts together. 2011, that was over an entire month. The Tigers, it feels like it's over the last like 10 days to 2 weeks. They're just losing everything. 7 straight losses at this point. I mean, very similar to that 2011 collapse. Very similar. But losing again here tonight. Also, prayers up for David Fry. Holy cow. I mean, the Tigers and the Guardians, I forgot to mention that they were playing each other tonight. They're in a series, huge series. Prayers up for David Fry. Tarek Skubal, he was going for the bunt. Skubal came inside, got away from him, and it hit David Fry right in the face. Holy cow. I hope he's okay. That's horrific. Skubal, he reacted remorsefully, like immediately. Like it was a pretty bad scene. Hopefully David Fry is okay, and yeah, prayers up. That was tough. That was tough to watch. But as for the Central here, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, what else is there to say? Both 85 and 72. The Guardians have just been amazing over the last couple of weeks. They won 10 straight games to claw right back into it. The Tigers losing every game, left and right. And look at that. Crazy, crazy. It's kind of making me. There's another division race that I can't think of what it was exactly, but it's making me think of one that happened. Was it the Central back in like 2009? I feel like the Twins were involved with it too. I can't fully remember. I'd have to go back and look. But overall, that's getting crazy. Now, let's take a look at the wild card. Let's take a look, see what do we got. Well, as of right now, Blue Jays, Mariners, and the Guardians, I believe, do have the tiebreaker. I think they have won the season series against the Tigers. Let me actually, that's something really quick I want to look up really quickly here, just to make sure. So, this year, the Guardians against the Tigers, they are now 7-4 against the Tigers, so they have the tiebreaker. So, as of right now, the Guardians, they have the AL Central. And then the Yankees, Red Sox, and the Tigers for the wild card. But this is where it gets interesting. If the Red Sox and the Tigers, if they finish in a tie in however it shakes out, whether that's for the second wild card, third, whatever it may be, the Tigers hold the tiebreaker because they swept the Red Sox earlier in the year. Sorry to bring up bad memories. That was a terrible 3-game set. I hated every second of it. But that's what we're looking at here. If the Red Sox and the Tigers finish tied, the Tigers will finish ahead of them. So, you got the Astros. They're playing the A's as of right now. They've lost 3 straight coming into tonight. They're tied in Sacramento, bottom of the second. So, this is a big game for the Astros. I mean, I think you could say the Rangers are pretty much out of it at this point. So, right now, you're looking at, I think it's safe with the Yankees. They're at least going to be the first wild card. So you're looking at the Red Sox, Tigers, and the Astros right now. Going to be interesting. But big game for tomorrow. Nesson viewers, if you are watching with me right now, I do have to wrap it up right there. We are out of time on Nesson. But if you want to see the rest of the show, come on over to YouTube, Monster Territory, and see what I got to say about tomorrow's game. Thank you for watching on Nesson. We'll see you tomorrow. But let's take a look. Crochet and Max Scherzer. Max Scherzer has not had a great year. He has not been very good this year. I wonder what the future of Scherzer is going to be after this season, right? You know, he's 41, just turned 41 about a couple of months ago. His last start against Kansas City, he went 0 2/3. He didn't even make it out of the first inning. He gave up 7 hits. 2 homers, 7 earned. Coming off, I think you could say that is the worst start of his 2025 season. He's been okay. You know, he's had 5-inning outings, some 6 innings, a few 7 innings, or a couple of 7 innings mixed in. He's been okay, but this last start really ballooned his ERA up to a 5.06, FIP at a 5.08. I mean, hey, at the very least, I think the Red Sox should be able to get to Scherzer even just a little bit. And that's good for us because you got Garrett Crochet. He is going to be on a little bit of less rest because they are setting him up for that game 1 in the wild card round. So we'll see how Crochet does against the Blue Jays this year. Let's go. I believe he has 2 starts against the Blue Jays. There was one in his 3rd start of the year. He went 5 2/3, 5 hits. I'm going blank on that one. I remember the command wasn't great. He gave up 4 runs, only 1 was earned, so there was an error mixed in there. I can't fully remember what that was. But he ended up going to Toronto about a month later, or the end of the month, April 29th. He went 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned, and he picked up the win. So I believe that was it. I think yes, that is it. So, hey, last time he saw Toronto, he did great. Let's see if he can keep it going. But again, a little bit of less rest. Numbers aren't as good with another day of rest. Not bad, but not as good. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes. When it comes to Scherzer, Bregman's seen him quite a few times, 7 ABs, only has 1 hit against him. Jarren Duran does have a home run against Scherzer, 3 ABs. Yoshida's seen him a few times. I mean, listen, you got to have Yoshida in the lineup against the Blue Jays. That's enough said. I mean, obviously, he's been amazing. And had a good game here tonight. But he's had a couple of hits against him. So right now, I think things are looking all right for the Red Sox here tomorrow. Vlad does have a home run against Crochet. over 9 ABs. That's his only hit off of Crochet, though. Springer has a home run off of Crochet, over 6 ABs. That's his only hit. So those are two guys you got to look out for, especially Springer with the good season that he's had. Vlad's been solid this year, too. But he's been able to handle pretty much everyone else. Ernie Clement, he's got a few hits off of him, so look out for him as well. But overall, I'm feeling good about this one. Feeling good about it, especially with the way Scherzer looked his last time out. I mean, there's really not much else to say. You just got to win games at this point. There's nothing else analytically to say about that. You got to pitch well, you got to hit the ball, and you got to score the runs. That's what we need right now at the end of the year. Let's see if they can get this done here tomorrow. The hope is the sweep. The minimum is the series win. And let's say, you win this one here tomorrow. Listen, that's going to be a big confidence boost. Sure, Scherzer, not great his last time against the Royals. But to be able to go to Toronto and win a series, that's big. And that's big for the morale of this team, right? A team like the Blue Jays who have been so good. Yes, they have gone cold a little bit over the last, week or so. But this Blue Jays team, they've handled this Red Sox team well this year. So to go into Toronto and get a series win with the postseason about a week away, that'd be big. So let's see what they can do here tomorrow. You're in a good spot to win this series. But we need the sweep. We need to win out here. We got to win every single game. We got to control our own destiny. But it's getting chaotic. It's getting messy. I'm not sure what to even think about this American League right now, both in the East, in the Central, the wild card. It's just a mess. But we'll see what happens tomorrow. Everybody, if you can on the way out, hit that like button for me. Lots of familiar faces in the chat. Thank you for joining me here tonight. Moose, I see ya. Mason, I see you. And Mason, I do wonder if I see you in the chat, Scherzer needs to retire. I do wonder if that's what's going to end up happening. I don't know, man. That guy's a competitor. I don't know if he ever wants to quit, Mike, how you doing? Welcome. Scott, sorry for bringing up 2011, my friend. I don't mean to. Bad memories. Moose, oh, I see what you're saying. Mo Vaughn. Yes. Lo Vaughn, clutch. Already with 15 ribbies. Yeah, man. Again, Nate Lowe, sure, had that bad game against the Rays, but he's been solid for the Red Sox. He has definitely been, in my opinion, a great pickup. Especially, with guys going down. If anything that he could add to this lineup right now, I am A-okay with that. All right. Kick Puncture, how you doing, my friend? Jason, thank you for coming out here tonight. Justin, Julio, Bobby, George, all the other faces in here. Thank you for joining me here tonight. I'm out of here, everybody. I gotta go get my laundry done. I just realized earlier I'm like out of clothes, and yeah. I need clothes, so I got to do my laundry. So I'm out of here, everybody. We'll be back here tomorrow night. Enjoy the rest of your night. We'll see you tomorrow.